17 minutes past 7 is the time. Andrew Tate, social media influencer who has been recently detained in Romania as part of a human trafficking and rape investigation, has made an impact on some young boys in schools with his controversial views.
Now, some teachers are having conversations about him in lessons in a bid to understand and maybe demystify his appeal. Our special correspondent, Lucy Manning, has been finding out more.
Andrew Tate is in a Romanian jail, but he still sits in the minds of British teenagers.
So why is it that Andrew Tate has had so much impact?
At St Dunstan's College, they don't ignore the problem.
If I were to tell you that there are ways of making money which are...
The online influencer had millions of followers, but views he admits are misogynistic. He's been arrested as part of a rape and human trafficking investigation. Allegations he denies.
What is it about his videos that give the perception of them being so popular?
Because at first, seemingly, his most videos are like, he might have like a funny joke at the beginning, but as you watch more and more of his videos, his radical views develop and it kind of like seeps into your mind.
Another reason it's so successful is because it's controversial. So it will like invoke a reaction and make people angry, which will then make them more likely to like talk about it.
Someone who like dresses really well, has lots of money, lots of cars, and he like brings that into his videos a lot, and he kind of like connects that with his views.
If they see loads of views, it's something that they're going to click on because they want to like be with the crowd.
Do you just want to raise your hands if you were aware of Andrew Tate before all this happened? So you're all aware, most of you, almost everyone in the class, OK.
Even those who have reported them as offensive can't escape them.
With Andrew Tate videos, I got one of him and I put, it's supposed to make me uncomfortable, like I don't want to see it again, I'm not interested. And I still get them, like I got one like yesterday.
The way he objectifies and dehumanises women and things is just really bad in general.
Do you think more should have been done, or it's OK for people to watch him if they want to watch him?
Considering like TikTok's platform where it says that like misogyny and hateful things will be taken off, and they didn't do that, considering that I don't think they like stepped up to what they said they would do, so it's kind of harmful towards others too.
Some people would say that you just need to ignore the views of Andrew Tate.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely hear that, but the reality is that these young, vulnerable teenagers with growing minds are in that space and they're listening to people like Andrew Tate, and it's having a hugely negative impact on their outlook on life. And as they grow and develop and they're in this digital space that we've talked about, of course these views start to creep in.
Do you hear some of those misogynistic views amongst your pupils?
Yeah, I mean, we educate 1,200 children here, and they are all going on their own journey through life and adolescence. And of course, when they're bombarded by this kind of messaging, this imagery, then they formulate views that are misplaced. And that's why we have to enable them to have a platform to express those views.
So how to tackle the views not just of Andrew Tate, but others who have moved into the online space? The government points to proposed new laws to tighten the age restrictions on those looking at harmful content online. But it's clear tech companies, schools and parents all have a role to play.
What's acceptable, what's not acceptable.
And parents are grappling with the consequences.
It wasn't just, him talking about it, it was actually taking the stance of Andrew Tate with the way Andrew Tate sits. And I said, why are you doing this? And he says, well, Dad, he goes, this guy, he's rich, he's famous, because what's not to like about him? With kids, we've always taken the approach that you set right from wrong. It's okay to express your masculinity, but don't do it in an obnoxious and sort of misogynistic way.
A conversation that many are now having. Lucy Manning, BBC News.